What if I told you that you might be on your way to becoming a millionaire right now, and you just don't know it? Most people think getting rich feels like a sudden explosion, a lottery win, a massive promotion, or a crypto coin going to the moon. But the truth is much quieter. Real wealth doesn't usually arrive with a parade. It creeps up on you in the shadows. It's actually kind of boring. If you're feeling like you're working hard but not seeing those flashy results yet, don't panic. You might be experiencing what I call stealth wealth. Today, I'm going to reveal the 8 subtle signs that you are secretly getting rich, even if you still feel like you're just getting by. Hey everyone, it's Alex here. Welcome back to Alex Talks Finance. We've all been there, checking our bank accounts and wondering why the numbers aren't moving faster. We see influencers on social media showing off private jets and designer bags, and it makes us feel like we're failing. But here's a secret the wealthy won't tell you. The people showing off are often the ones struggling the most, while the person next to you in the 10-year-old Toyota might be sitting on a 7-figure portfolio. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the products you didn't buy, the debt you didn't take on, and the habits you've built without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you're going to realize that you are much further ahead than you think. The first sign that you're secretly getting rich is that your boring money is starting to grow. Think about your savings or your retirement account. Does it feel like watching paint dry? Good. That's exactly how it should feel. Most people chase the hot stocks or the latest meme coins because they want the dopamine hit of a quick gain. But if you've reached a point where you're consistently contributing to a low-cost index fund or 401k and you've stopped checking it every single day, you've already won the psychological battle. You see, wealth isn't built on excitement, it's built on automation. When you stop looking for the home run and start focusing on the singles and doubles, your net worth begins to snowball behind the scenes. You might look at your balance and think it's only a few $1,000s, but what you're really looking at is a machine that is starting to learn how to breathe on its own. Now, think about this. When was the last time you bought something just to impress someone else? This brings us to the second sign. You've lost the urge to keep up with the Joneses. In fact, you might even feel a little bit of pity for the Joneses. When you're truly building wealth, your focus shifts from status to freedom. You realize that the brand new luxury SUV with a $900 monthly payment isn't a sign of wealth, it's a sign of a massive liability. If you find yourself looking at a designer watch and thinking, that's 3 months of mortgage payments, rather than that would look great on my wrist, your mindset has officially shifted. You are prioritizing your future self over your current ego. That shift is the foundation of every self-made fortune in history. The third sign is one of my favorites because it changes how you sleep at night. It's the emergency fund confidence. Imagine this, your car breaks down, your refrigerator dies, or you have an unexpected medical bill. Does your heart rate spike? Do you start wondering which credit card has enough room to cover it? If the answer is no, if your reaction is simply, well, that's annoying, let me grab the checkbook, then you are secretly getting rich. Most people live one paycheck away from a total disaster. By having 3 to 6 months of expenses tucked away, you haven't just saved money, you've bought yourself an insurance policy against chaos. That peace of mind is a luxury that money can buy, and it's often the first real rich feeling you'll ever have. It's not about the dollar amount, it's about the lack of panic. Let's talk about debt for a moment, because this is where most people get stuck. The fourth sign is that your debt is either disappearing or working for you. There's a massive difference between consumer debt and strategic debt. If you've stopped using credit cards to buy things you can't afford, you've broken the chains of modern-day slavery. But even more importantly, if you've started to understand how to use debt, like a mortgage on a rental property, to build equity, you're playing the game at an elite level. Wealthy people don't fear debt, they respect it. They know that high-interest debt is a fire that burns your house down, while low-interest strategic debt is the fuel that powers the engine. If you find yourself aggressively paying down your high-interest loans, you are essentially giving yourself a guaranteed return on your money that no stock market can match.
The fifth sign is often the hardest to notice because it's invisible. It's the compound interest invisibility phase. Imagine a penny that doubles every day for 30 days. For the first 20 days, you basically have nothing. You're looking at a few dollars and wondering why you're even bothering. But then, in the last 5 days, the numbers explode into millions. If you are in those first 20 days where you're doing everything right, but the results seem small, you are in the most critical phase of wealth building. You're building the foundation. The fact that you're staying the course, even when it's not rewarding yet, is the ultimate indicator of future success. Most people quit right before the curve starts to go vertical. If you're still standing, you're already in the top 10%.
Now, let's get into something a bit more personal. The sixth sign is that you value time more than stuff. Have you ever turned down a high-paying overtime shift because you wanted to spend the weekend with your family or work on a side project? Or maybe you started paying someone else to mow your lawn so you can focus on something more productive. This is a rich mindset. Poor people swap their time for money. Rich people use their money to buy back their time. When you start calculating the cost of an item, not in dollars, but in the hours of your life it took to earn that money, your entire perspective changes. You start to realize that time is the only non-renewable resource you have. If you're actively trying to create a life where you own your schedule, you are already wealthy in spirit, and the bank account will eventually follow. The seventh sign is the passive income drip. This doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. It could be $5 in dividends from a stock or $20 in interest from a high-yield savings account. It might even be a few cents from a YouTube video or a digital product you made. Most people ignore these small amounts. They think, it's just $5, who cares? But the wealthy person thinks, that's $5 I earned while I was sleeping. Once you prove to yourself that it is possible to make money without physically being present, a light bulb goes off. You stop thinking about how to work harder and start thinking about how to build systems. If you have even $1 coming in that you didn't have to trade an hour of your life for, you have cracked the code. You are now an owner, not just a worker. The final sign, the eighth sign, is perhaps the most important of all. You have a plan and you're sticking to it. Most people are drifting through life, hoping that they'll strike it rich or that the government will take care of them. But you know exactly where you're going. You have a budget, even if it's a loose one. You have a target net worth. You have a why that is bigger than just buying a fancy car. Maybe your why is leaving a legacy for your kids or retiring early to travel the world. When you have a plan, the daily fluctuations of the market or the temporary setbacks in your career don't rattle you. You're like a captain of a ship in a storm. You know that as long as you keep the wheels steady, you'll eventually reach the shore. If you recognize even 3 or 4 of these signs in your life, I want you to take a deep breath and give yourself some credit. You are doing much better than you think. We live in a world that is designed to make us feel inadequate so that we keep spending money we don't have on things we don't need. Breaking out of that cycle is the hardest thing you will ever do. It's a quiet, lonely journey at first. There are no trophies for having a fully funded emergency fund. No one cheers for you when you choose a low-cost index fund over a speculative gamble. But 10, 20, or 30 years from now, you will be the one with the ultimate luxury, the freedom to live life on your own terms. Wealth isn't a destination. It's a series of habits that eventually reach a tipping point. You might not feel rich today. You might still feel the weight of the bills or the stress of the job. But if these signs are present, the secretly rich version of you is already under construction. Keep laying those bricks. Keep choosing the boring path. Because one day, you're going to wake up, look at your life, and realize that the secret is out, and you've finally arrived. Think about your own journey for a second. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? Is it the peace of mind of your emergency fund, or the fact that you finally stopped comparing yourself to people on social media? Whatever it is, lean into it. You're on the right track. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and most importantly, stay patient. The best things in life and the biggest bank accounts take time to grow. I'm Alex, and this has been Alex Talks Finance. I'll see you in the next one.